Nice day to be on the lake. Here's some advice. Next time you're hiding from law enforcement, it's a lot harder to find fugitives that stay indoors.
Everybody's time by focusing on the wrong perpetrator.
Through a conversation I had with Corinthos, I was able to ascertain that Michael was being hidden at the Copa del Oro Resort in the Caribbean, property owned by the defendant. I went down there to serve Michael a subpoena, still under the impression that he witnessed his stepmother's murder. I confronted Michael that way. He became angry and called me a smug, stupid cop who was basically obsessed with taking his father down. Then he laid it out for me. All the events leading up to Claudia's death. To answer the prosecutor's question, no, I did not get the confession on tape.
But you mentioned proof.
I didn't believe Michael at first. I told him so. He produced a blood-stained shirt from his backpack. He said it was the one he wore the night he killed Claudia and that the blood was hers. I brought Michael back with me, sequestered him, and dropped the shirt off with forensics to be tested.
Was it put into evidence?
Number 1232 SD in the PCPD evidence locker.
Get that shirt over here.
Forensics confirmed the blood was Claudia's and the DNA was a match to Michael. His story matches the evidence and fits the timeline.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that, but before I make a decision, I need you to be very specific, Detective Falconeri. What did Michael confess to? Exactly did he admit to hitting Claudia with intent to kill?
But I'd like to hear what really happened that night. From you. Not with Carly's spin or Dante's conflict clouding things. Straightforward from your perspective.
When you look back with perspective, it all ties together. Michael had been struggling since he came out of the coma. It was neurological damage, he had impulse control issues. I mean, he was an emotional, volatile kid. And that night set him off. I gotta admit, it was shocking when Sonny went off on Claudia the way he did. No one expected it. Everything seemed normal. 1 minute everything was fine, and then the next, chaos. Claudia had Michael's pregnant mother at gunpoint. She was going into labor. She hauls her out of there, steals a car, goes God knows where. I mean, Michael wasn't the only one flipping out.
Jax brought me home. My dad showed up, wanted me to stay with him, and they got at this raging fight. You know, I stood there thinking, if I just come forward sooner and say it was Claudia who got me shot, none of it would be happening. So, you know, my head felt like it was going to explode. And that's why I decided to take off. I didn't know or care where I end up. I mean, Canada seemed as good a destination as any, so I got in my car and I headed for the border.
Michael's driving along. He sees the car Claudia stole from the Metro Court. He knows it's hers because it's got the valet ticket. But there's no sign of Carly and Claudia.
So I yelled out for my mom. I was already afraid of what I might find. My mom had a risky pregnancy, and we tiptoe around her for months because any stress caused a stroke. So, and after everything that just happened, I felt scared for her.
Michael followed a track through the woods to a cabin. At first, he was relieved. Carly and Claudia had found shelter.
I made my way up to the door, and I heard my mom screaming. Does it get hazy from there? I wish. I remember every second.
I mean, can you imagine what's going through this kid's head? There's his mother on the couch. She'd just given birth, and this mad woman who'd kidnapped her at gunpoint is about to take off with the baby.
So there wasn't much time to think. I just knew I couldn't let Claudia leave that cabin with my baby sister. So I grabbed the axe and I ran inside and I hit her as hard as I possibly could. And then she just crumpled. So still. Blood making a pool under her head.
Michael dropped to his knees beside Claudia. That's where he got her blood on his shirt.
And she was dead. I didn't mean to kill Claudia, okay? All I wanted to do was stop her.
I still can't believe Mom sent the cops and Michael. I mean, now he has to hide out in his own hometown. Hey, Kristina, I hope you're not gonna feel guilty about that, too. Michael wouldn't be here if I wasn't such a mess. What? No, Michael wouldn't want you blaming yourself, Kristina. He loves you. Nothing could have kept him from checking on you because, well, love gives people shining purpose. On the other hand, guilt takes a pound of flesh from everyone. What moldy old book did you get that from?
Hey, where's Michael? I know he was here. You need to tell me where he went.
Maybe he doesn't want to be found.
Okay, you know what? I need to get Michael out of the country now.
Well, Michael doesn't want to go, and why shouldn't he be able to make his own choices?
Because his choice was taken away. Dante already gave him up.
What do you mean?
He walked into court, and Dante announced it to everybody that Michael killed Claudia.